Hey guys, okay, so this is the second gun I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring it outside, obviously. I do have a bottle clamp on it, even though I made this rail the way it is, because I need to mount it to the tripod a little closer to the center. So this is where I put the bottle clamp, and I put the Argus Swiss adapter onto the bottle clamp, Picatinny. So, and then I'm going to put the Tacticam on this, but I'm also, like I said in the video with the DMR3, I'm going to show you these. This is the Sig Sauer Kilo 6 binoculars, the range finding binoculars, and also the Kestrel is going to be linked to that, the Kestrel Ballistic. This is the Ballistics Kestrel. So I'm going to hook, these connect to each other wireless, and then they go onto this app, which is called the Sig Sauer BDX app. Now this is a very legitimate ballistic application. So this will work actually if you don't have a Kestrel. You can use the Basemap app, and Basemap is like $35 for a whole year. And Basemap will use your geographical location, like through Google Maps or whatever, and use the weather for that location and tell you your adjustments off of that. So you don't have to spend $500 more on the Kestrel. I did it because in a couple of spots where I was in like a wind tunnel, and there's no way for the Basemap app to know you have a big berm on one side and a box truck on the other. Where I was practicing 100-yard shooting, there's just no way for it to know that. So I needed that Kestrel to get accurate readings right where I was. But so the readings on this will transfer to this app for that part of it, and then this will get you your range. So I'm going to range over here, which right now I'm only part of the way down the range, so it's only 33 yards. I have 50 total, but I'm only getting a reading right to there. But so this is on my Panthera 25 caliber. This would have an elevation I would need to dial down from the 50 yards that it's zeroed at to 0.26 down, and windage 0.14. And if you read this, it has the same measurements. 0.14, 0.14. And then it's using that information. I mean, it's calculating it on this too. This has another app which you don't need to use when you have the Sig Sauer, because it coordinates both of them together. But that's where the range comes from. But you can use the Kestrel app right here and connect device. And then I have to go in here to settings, Bluetooth, connect no, see, it's already connected. That it's not linking because it's already connected to. You can only connect one thing at a time, and it's connected to the binoculars. So there's no point in using, unless you like the Kestrel app better, which I don't think you would, because the Sig Sauer app just is better. It's got so much more options. Like, you can pick your different ballistic group, and you have to go through this, and these are different. These are all firearms, obviously, but and then this is how you pair it to they have a scope that goes with it, and the scope will actually highlight the dot. It'll light up a dot in the scope where you need to aim. I actually did order it, but that reticle is so fat. It's because of the lights in it, obviously, but it's just too big for me with the precision shooting that I try. I need very fine lines, because I'm trying to make very small holes in very small things in very precise places. So it's just not a practical scope for me. But I mean, and plus the glass was not what I was hoping. But then you have your custom profiles that you make yourself, which I have several. And then you have your ballistic groups, which I already showed you that. And then rangefinder, this is where it connects to the binoculars, or this also works with their handheld rangefinders. And then sights, that's when you want to link it to one of their scopes, and then a support option. So, and in your custom profiles, like for instance, in my FX Impact 22, I have it so bullet diameter, bullet weight, your ballistic coefficient, muzzle velocity, zero range, sight height, and then MV temperature table, and then you can go through the library, and you see in this library it'll give you a bunch of actual bullets if you're using it on a firearm. Let me see, is this thing gonna focus? Why is it not focusing? It should be focusing. I don't know, sorry about that. This let's see. Is it getting better or worse? No, that's the brightness. I'm not hitting the right thing. This is a new camera that I got so that these videos would be clearer for you guys. But anyways, I'm in the middle. No, that did focus. Okay, so this has a bunch of different caliber bullets and different kinds of bullets in it. But you know, if you're shooting an air gun, you're not going to need to worry about any of that. You input all the information yourself. So you measure from the bore of the barrel to the middle of the sight, and that's your sight height, which mine is 1.75 because I had to use the higher up rings because of the magazine. As you can see on the Pantera, if I just aim it, I'm trying to get it where you can see me and see that, but I probably should have just put the camera a little further back. Anyways, I'll be sitting there in a minute. You can see everything now. So I do like to keep the sunshade on. This one is a 56 millimeter objective lens, so you can't fit they do make adapters for the thermal, but you can put the thermal on the Picatinny in front of it, and this is not the same height, the Picatinny, but if it were, I can't use the thermal on this gun for that reason, but if it were the same height, then you could put it on the Picatinny right in front of it and it'll see through it. So it's actually pretty cool. They came up with a way for it to work for everybody. So I'm gonna put this on here, make sure I have a straight picture, and then while I'm outside, I'm gonna take an actual range outside with the wind and show you guys that, and then I'll switch over to this camera. I'm gonna turn it on right now. Dude, what are you doing? Stop it. My dog. So I'm gonna do it right now just to make sure that I need to get a different ring. Of course, I'm going to do it right now just to make sure that this is in the right place. It's aiming to the right spot. But then I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to get you guys a real range with the rangefinder and a real reading on how to dial with the Kestrel. I can't shoot it that far, unfortunately, because I'm in the city, but I'm doing as much of it as I can. Alright, so number 5, 6, and 7 have been the only adapters that come with this that I've ever needed. And that's for, you know, certain different scopes. And it comes with a lot, so even if you have a much smaller, you know, if you have a much smaller eyepiece, then you can still fit it around that. And it'll have a piece, you know, a little spacer to fill it and make it fit properly and tightly. So now we need to go back to this app. There's just so many damn apps. It's a good thing because they all serve their purpose, but there's just so many apps, it's crazy. Alright, that's actually already recording, shut that off. We're going to hit menu until we see the Wi-Fi light on. There's the Wi-Fi light, 5.0. This is a Tacticam 5.0, and we're going to join that network. So that's how this Tacticam works, because Other than through Wi-Fi on the phone, you can't see what you're recording. It's only what's in the scope, in which, you know, you can't tell if it's getting that clearly or what. Okay, so let's back this in a little bit. Okay. Right, that's straight, but it's not clear. Where needs to go out all the way? That's all the way at 20 yards? Ooh, this needs to go up. Well, I don't know why it's clear at the wrong depth, the wrong distance. Well, I need to back this out. Oh yeah, because this thing starts at 6. That's why. No, I need to go much further. I actually want it to be past 50 yards. Anyways, alright, well at least it's straight, so I'll bring you guys out. I think the crosshairs are straight. No, actually I'm a little bit off. Where are the crosshairs? I need to... yeah, that's pretty straight. That's pretty close, they're right there. Yeah, right about there. Alright, tighten this out. It's going to move with it's on the diopter, that's why it's moving. Okay, so now I'm going to switch. I'm going to actually take both cameras out with me. This can go off and I can switch modes on it because I'm going to start recording through this. Okay. So I'm going to bring the Kestrel and the binoculars out and the gun, and then actually I'll make another clip. But then I'm going to show you through the scope real quick, and then when I start doing the range on here, I'll start recording that through this camera because I got to carry all this stuff in and out. So I will be right back.